What's that?
I said that's the cue to shut up.
Me or you?
Me.
Oh.
Not you. You're the boss. Don't let that shit go to your head.
Music.
I want a girl with a knack for DMing. I want a girl who leads a quest. I want a girl with dice too much and guys to pass deception checks. I want a girl that kills abominations, who can cast sync arrows and extra attack. She's training elven fluency. She's strutting to the bar. She's improving her abilities and gaining gold by the stack. I want a girl with a short sword and the skills to back it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Abomination Vaults podcast, a little show we like to call Monster Interrupted. Tonight, we are back with the main cast. I promised you these guys would level, and level they have. But as interesting as it is to sit there and go, gee, what have you taken? And let's talk about the ins and outs. I thought it would be more fun to drop a very special encounter that's in the adventure that I'm looking at. And as they literally will probably be forced to use every last new hit point, every new ability, new base attack, you name it, they can talk about it, and we'll literally have them talk about their new ability in the middle of, well, what this encounter might turn out to be. As something, shall we say, peppered or flavored a little differently than most. Tonight, as you know, our usual suspects playing Cognual, the Dwarven Monk. We have Corey Chiasson is in the house. Finger guns is great, Corey, but it is a podcast. You can...
Yeah, but I got to turn my mic on. Hey, guys. What's up?
Returning from wandering around with the newcomers. Now, if you've watched listen to episode 17, remember Nargrim we'd gone back in time a couple days where he was working for Rin, had run off, and they were hired by the rogues to find rogues, and we got a bunch of cameo cast members, which we will get back to. But I'm speeding up to the present time, and assuming they lived, okay? You're not going to see some cameos tonight with automatic plot armor. We have reasons. But also in the house tonight, playing our little witch, we have Troy Phillips is in the house.
Hello there.
Returning as the mighty orc Kraga with a new archetype. Oh, yes, that's right. Very generous DM has allowed some of these guys to take some archetypes for free. But no spoilers yet. Matt Spieglier's in the house.
Hey, all.
So, of many cameos, I've decided that their acting, their role-playing, their popularity, no, it's their availability. The only two guys that can really get to show up at 7:30. Please welcome back to the cast, Mr. Joseph. Oh, you took your last name. Now I forgot it.
It's
thank
Davis.
you, Joseph Davis, playing Gragot, our Hobgoblin Alchemist, and Andrew, I know it starts with an M. Margrave? What? Malburg. Right. Playing Karam, our Halfling Investigator. What they did, where they went, how they ended up here at first level, and now their second level, don't worry, we will go back and cover that. And I might actually we're doing this live, but I may not post it out of sequence just so I don't confuse you all. So, with references and characters ready to go, I want to talk about a montage where you guys had discovered this magnificent place called a library, the Archives of Otari, which doubles as a temple to Sarenrae, where there are books on so many subjects, where Cognual is learned new meditation techniques, new martial arts. You ever see those kung fu books where they actually show the cartoon guy? You had one when you're 14 trying to mimic. No, you don't buy those, don't read those, you'll just get hurt. Or perhaps he has discovered something new relating to his archetype. No spoilers, but I'm just saying. He's doing lots of reading, lots of meditating, lots of something. Next, we have Nargrim. Well, he doesn't need to read. He has a patron that talks through his cat, and the cat gives him spells. So, possibly looking up 101 recipes ways to cook a Fey arm. I'm not sure. What would Nargrim actually be doing at this library?
Secrets.
Secrets? You just find a book of...
Cat grooming kit tips.
Just find a book of secrets and it's like... It's not even relevant to your class or race. It just says secrets on the cover and he's reading them.
Yep. It's interesting.
There you go. Also, looking to do a little training, a little remodeling, possibly adding an archetype as well. Kraga, our mighty orc barbarian, is at the library, and he finds many, many, many books on a certain subject that he's already laid to his powers. Matt, a little tiny spoiler. You want to talk about what that topic relating to your existing powers and hinting at the future might be?
Found some ancient dusty dragon scrolls.
Ooh. So, of course, he is up to his eyeballs and will be taking days to read them. But first, he has to learn how to read. So, as I said, a montage of everyone, like picture the monk meditating, and then he's referring to something, looking at a pose, goes out,
A, B.
We got our orc in the background with a chalkboard and he's sitting with all the kids from the town. He's this hulking guy in the middle, all these kids around it,
Can I go to the bathroom?
No, Kraga, that's the third time you've asked. Hold it. Kids are teasing you because they're like learning faster, right? Nargrim is in the secret section, the dark section, the forbidden section. I mean, why do they have a section called forbidden and then just have it sort of there? Like, what do you think?
It's behind a curtain. You gotta go through the curtain.
No. That's like the adult section. Get out of there. You're too short. You gotta be this tall.
Okay, that wasn't
You can't
secret.
just be this tall to go on that ride. No, I'm sorry. And there are some new faces in town. You guys do witness Nargrim chatting with a halfling, and then them parting ways. You might ask him who he is, and he's just like, someone that works for Rind, just like us. You might see Nargrim chatting and comparing some notes with an unusually, I don't want to say colored, it sounds racist, an unusually hued? An unusual looking...
Yeah, it works.
Usually looking...
Some unique tones.
Unique tones. And I'm not talking about his docile singing voice as he's humming his way around the library. Diving into the world of alchemy. But no formal introductions to the main cast as of yet. I think you guys should spend... Well, actually, funny thing is, there's a cool section about making an impression in diplomacy checks and how... downtime is used for training, and if you guys actually make good impressions on certain people, like let's say the sheriff Longsaddle, and use the barracks, not only can you shop there for a discount, like 10% off on weapons and armor, and they insist you keep it in good order, they can train you in new techniques and stuff, and rinse and repeat this all over the town. Everybody has, but you got to make a very good impression, or do their secret side quest, just like playing a video game. Everybody has discounts to be had, trading, knowledge, where you dig in. You guys decided off camera, off mic, that you wanted to visit the library, little spiritualism, and of course, talk about a massive amount of knowledge like in one place, so why not? Training usually takes 7-10 days, sometimes 2 or 3 weeks, and they talk about making good impressions and condensing that time. So, several days later, don't worry, the dungeon isn't going anywhere. It's been there for quite some time already. Several days of training has led you guys not only to Kraga getting a gold star and standing there and everyone's applauding that he's graduated, basic common 101,
Hat in the air.
Throws his hat up. Nargrim's shit-eating grin, very teethy goblin grin, gets even wider if that's possible because he knows so many new secrets.
Something on everybody.
I am curious though, Karam the Halfling Investigator, if you happen to visit, you're obviously not doing major research, maybe you are, maybe you're not, but if you happen to visit the archive, what would your character be interested in specifically?
He would probably be interested in the study of bodies.
Like anatomy? That kind of thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Not like celestial heavenly bodies, because we were covering that with our Oracle cameo with Rob, but you're talking like And you're talking like xenology, like not halfling race, like other races. Yeah.
I mean like forensics. So like a murdered body or what killed it.
Okay.
Type of
Yeah,
thing.
like wounds and forensics and post-mortem. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Interesting. So legalities, cases of disappearance, murders, that type of thing. I don't think that would be kept here. You'd have to actually go to the barracks for that kind of thing. But the sort of case number kind of thing does interest you at this time. You're looking into what do they call it? They always have like an MD in the show, the medical examiner, right? The detective goes down and they got the guy in the slab, and there's that one guy, and he is the chief medical examiner, and he's like, "Hey, check out the context of this guy's stomach, eh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, honey, turn that off. Okay, you just watch CSI. I'm gonna go over here and read my DME notes." That kind of thing, Drew. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Delving into the world of alchemy, I have to ask, because we kind of hand waved poor Joseph last game because of all the troubles you were having of having to hand build and like hand modify your character sheet.
Alchemists are
Is
nuts.
there a specific type of alchemy that you want to talk about that you specialize in, a certain category?
Actually, yes. I'm probably going through a lot of the same books that Karam is, but I'm more interested in the pre-mortem, as I'm a surgeon. So I use the alchemy as kind of, prevent the people from the dead.
As in like modern medicine, potion.
Yeah.
Pearson,
Healing potions, healings,
salves and bombs. And I don't mean like boom bomb. He is an alchemist. I mean, bomb. Like that's a lovely ointment I've put on that wound. I hope it doesn't fester.
I have tiger
AL instead of
bombs.
an OM.
I have tiger bombs and tiger balm. So, it works. But yeah, mostly that kind of stuff, the medical side of things.
Okay. Very cool. Now, is that related to there's like the 3 paths, right? They always give you like 3 specialties in every class.
Yes, the surgeon is my alchemy specialization.
Surgeon. Okay. Okay. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I played one of those for a hot 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite ways to play an alchemist, and even first edition Pathfinder.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. The doctor. And then we've got our inspector to tell you like how he died, Now, now that's an interesting scene. You have a regular townsfolk that wants like some kind of book on anthrax because his cattle's dying, and there's a hobgoblin and a halfling going pre, post. Oh, I'm sorry, that pile's yours. Pre, post. And it's really creepy that the halfling is actually interested in the death part, the post part. He just kind of backs out of that section and says, "You know what? I'll come back on Tuesday."
The patching them up part is how I make friends. That I'm a hobgoblin. People don't like me.
Yeah,
Come on.
but how do you convince? I'm just curious. How do you convince someone to let you touch them?
If they're hurt enough, I can patch them up. And
I thought.
Oh, you're also a vampire, and you use your.
Well, it just starts with
persuasion.
chloroform. Here, put this cloth on your mouth. There won't be any more complaints about who I am, the way I look, or my actual skill level. Here you go.
And then they wake up and they're all
Yeah,
stitched up.
sleep now, sleep. And they wake up and stitched up. Right. Where did I put that piece of equipment? Oh, good. No suing. Okay. Have somebody play a lawyer and follow you around. All right. So obviously in the downtime, delving into our craft, and you guys, after training for like 5 to 10 days, hit 2nd level. And again, as promised. Now, audience is not seeing the cameo guys very much, so they don't know very much about your builds. So feel free as I ask a rules lawyer angle of each one of you, not delving too much into it, the basics of like, oh, I've not heard that skill, expect me to stop you, go, how does that work exactly? Boom, boom, boom. You get these bonuses and off we go. Yeah, I might slow down combo a little bit more, but, the game's still new and everybody still wants to hear and read and know these things. One evening, you guys happen to be either leaving or at least nearby. You guys see the actual 3 blue domes down the bottom by the lake there? That is the actual temple ceremony / archive. Okay. There's a winding path that goes up to the graveyard. A graveyard on a cliff where they bury their dead and their relatives. And it's a serene, happy place. There's always people up there exchanging flowers, clandestine meetings. You'll notice there's a gate and a walled off section to protect the graves from being dug up from wolves and stuff, you know. And of course, excuse me, there is quite the cliff face to protect the graveyard from the other side, and a path goes up. The other way up to this place is if you go through town, the way you guys have been exiting town through the north, going over a bridge, because remember there's the river that comes down, and then there's the log flume, like a train track that comes straight down. They tap that river to feed the log flume to keep this lumberjack city happening. The river comes straight down onto the map, pools, gets diverted, and almost heads like north up and around this natural curve. Because if you guys look carefully at the map, probably haven't noticed this, Otari is actually surrounded by cliffs on both sides. It's almost like a giant footprint where somebody's taken the town and just sunk it down to sea level. It's surrounded on cliffs by two sides, and where the cliffs don't meet at the top, the river comes down. A river flows through it, and the river comes down, cuts the town into 1/3 on one side, 2/3 on the other, several bridges. The normal way we've been heading to the dungeon is out that northern route, over a bridge, up and around the cliff, past some druids in their little happy circle, and into the woods we go. But the path does curve around all the way to the front cliff face on the west side into the graveyard. One fine night, within easy sight of the west side of town, scattered as you may or may not be, perhaps in the library, just leaving, getting a meal, you know, that kind of thing. Gaultlight itself, you just, guys from the main party, you just know it's coming from the swamp. You guys hear this thick stone shutter noise, and then suddenly the light that few of you have seen, and Rin constantly says she sees just about every night, actually makes itself apparent. And this light suddenly blazes with a sickly pale blue illumination. The beam arcs straight out the forest and south, because even though it is a swamp, there is a certain amount of high ground in the forest, hence I've been talking about cliffs. Then there's the swamp, which you think is lower, or depression that's trapping the water because it's inland. And on top of an actual castle ruin, so even higher, you have this tower of a lighthouse. But why is it inland? It is at a spot where you can see the top of it.
Is that is the bottom of that tower where that weird pool of blood
Yes.
with like the blood
Yes, it is.
pooling
And
upwards?
from the city, you guys can just make out the actual top of the lighthouse itself over the trees, and now it lights up, and a sickly pale blue arcs over the trees south and falls directly on Otari, and the beam gets wide and falls straight down and just sort of illuminates the town like a heavy moonlit night. You guys ever see a moonlit night that's the moon is huge and it's low in the sky, so you actually get like moon shadows from buildings and cars and stuff? One of those kind of nights. That's what it looks like. Only the sickly blue eminence is everywhere. It falls directly on Otari and then seems to shift, gather itself more intently, and turns south and falls upon the sprawling graveyard located on the cliff top of the western edge. What do you do?
Hey, Lucy. Lucy, the light's on. Didn't you tell me to look for the light one day? We should go get the others and let them know.
Cat
And,
says nothing good can come of this.
Oh, good is fine. We'll still have some fun. Lots of secrets in there.
I grab one of like the scribes in the library and I'm like, do you know what is happening right now? What is this?
No, they seem stunned. They're like, just Martha, I gotta call my wife. And he goes like running out of the library like to go home. I have kids. Matt, you're a bit soft on the mic. I need you to lean in or turn it up. And as you guys look around, gauging for each other, or at least the people around you, there's a bunch of stock and staring. They're not like, oh, it's once a month, don't worry about it. No. They're all just like dropping their firewood, looking, staring. Some people see the beam focus on the graveyard and they all suddenly like, I got someplace I gotta be. They go home, there's no screaming and panic like they're jumping on boats like it's Pompeii. No. But, it's almost kind of like, oh, look at that smoke trail coming off of Russia or the east. Is that a missile arcing up? How long do I have? Oh, shit, I got somewhere I got to be. That kind of reaction.
Narg, Cogsy, come on, let's go. We got to get up there. On me. And I
Monkey,
start
do you know
running
what that
up
is at
the
all?
winding
Okay.
path.
You guys start heading up. Grogot.
Karam, should we go somewhere? That doesn't look good.
Town's going east past you, and 3 lone souls, you can spot them just starting to make their way, trudging up the path to the west.
Kraga, monkey, hold on a second. I'm going to run back and go back to Grogtot and Karam and be like, guys, you got to come with us.
Okay.
I don't want to
okay.
die again. Come with us.
So imagine like the
Yeah.
time speeding up. Like, how you like suddenly watch a video and like fast forward and there's like, right? Okay. He's like, he goes, wait, you see the goblin like come ripping down, right? These guys have had like this 10-minute conversation of what they think it is, what they think they should do. And they're still debating when the gremlin gets there. Goblin, sorry. My bad.
Don't feed me after midnight.
My bad.
Should I? Okay, I'm gonna gather up my stuff and start shoving it in my backpack.
Okay. So much for your evening picnic.
I wasn't going to tell. I didn't tell Corey or Matt there where I was going. I just went
No,
to
you
grab
just said-
them,
you
so
just
they're
said
unaware
wait.
of these two
Okay.
partners.
He's doing something important. So Kraga, do you guys actually wait to see what he does? He just goes running back down like he's like forgets.
Yeah, I kind of stop and just look over my shoulder and I'm like, make it quick.
Yeah, there's kind of a party of 2 if you leave without him, right? Okay. Karam. Hobgoblin's packing up to go. I guess his midnight picnic that he had planned for the 2 of you with those fresh herbs and that lovely mayonnaise sauce that you made to make the night special. But no, okay. What do you want to do?
Yeah, it sounds like another adventure. I'm willing to go with you, Narg.
Well, you guys didn't die in the last one, so let's go.
I'm sorry. Every time
Wait,
I
awesome
point
fun.
the mic at like one of you guys, somebody chimes in with something that just cracks me up. Joe's little no, my picnic. Okay, so 15 minutes later, the goblin returns with a halfling and a hobgoblin. You guys have seen these guys around town. People just say that they're adventurers like yourself. They've worked for Yasmira in the past, the Thieves Guildress, and the goblin says they've worked for Rin doing odd jobs. They just haven't formally, maybe they're part of another party. Like I said, big town next door. Lots of adventures come through here, but these guys have kind of stuck for at least 2 weeks, and you keep running into them.
You two, have you ever been to the Gaultlight ruins?
Oh, yeah, yes,
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, monkey,
Alright.
monkey, and
Alright.
these guys were with me when I left
I-
to do that quest for Rin.
I know
We
you
actually
can
went
handle
to the
yourselves
boathouse.
then. All right, awesome. I know you guys can handle yourselves then. Let's get up there.
Okay. So
Okay.
you guys go trudging up that hill. And I'm just going to...
I'm Kraga, by the way.
Yeah, this is Tater Tot and Karam.
I'm
Tater tot.
I'm
that
Grog
right?
Grogtot. No.
Nice to meet
Say
you
what,
guys.
Grog Tot? This is Monkey.
Hello, monkey.
Good day,
Don't call me monkey. I swear to God, Narg, I'm gonna
Not-
throw you off this cliff.
You're not the monkey. You know who the monkey is.
Oh
You're the
yeah.
big angry guy. Come on.
The
So,
big angry
I
guy.
just finished school. Give me a break.
Any one of you guys that have known the
I'm
goblin for
hardly
5
angry.
minutes knows that he renames and gives names to everything around him, and it's just pointless fighting him on it, because 2 days later, you even gave him a note with like a picture of you and your name, and he pulls it out and still calls you what he wants. So there's no fighting it at this point. All right. Heading up that hill. Well, if I don't switch to the battle music and our battle grid, pulling your attention, gentlemen, to the graveyard itself, I'm going to drop you guys one at a time on the actual grid. Can I have athletics checks from all of you acting as your initiative, please, as you guys try to run up this hill? Call them out as you go. It is a podcast as well.
Athletics 6 for Grogtot.
Between athletics or acrobatics, or it's got to be
Uh,
17 for.
Unless you're like going off the path and trying to like flip your way up, it's kind of it kind of is an athletic thing. It's stressful, continuous, right?
4.
Is that why?
Ram gets
Parkour.
a 20.
I'm a little tired from running back to town to get the other guys.
14.
Parkour.
Your little tiny legs trying to get up that path. I should have thrown you on my back. God darn it.
I'm missing. Crag.
Grog knock me
Sorry,
down.
Crag, what'd you get?
17.
17. And Nargrim got 4. And our monk got 14. Is that right, Corey?
It is.
Yes, sir.
Craig got 17. Karam got. Why is there 2 Karams? Are you Karam or are you Karam 2 right now? Okay,
Karam
that's what I
2.
thought. As in Karam second level. Clever.
Yes.
Okay, something tells me you don't have a mini. You don't exist.
Oh no,
That means you're
it's okay. We still
you're
like you.
gonna get whatever I throw at you because I do not have time to spam and scroll through this. It's like, oh no, what am I gonna do with him? Okay, this is you now. There you go. Deal with it. Okay. So. Uh-oh. Did it work? Oh, it worked. Okay, good. Who's at our top? Karam. When you guys get to the actual top, okay? Now, we'll say these squares are basically 5 feet, but you guys are like crammed in like the last 3, okay? I won't penalize you in movement off the trail. So let's just assume that you guys all get up there and all stop to see what's going on. The blue light is illuminating, that type of thing. And you all see the same thing, but it's Karam that moves or acts first. So, excuse me, you guys reach the hill, the cliff top. Some time has gone past, and you guys see the dead slowly but surely have managed to already claw their way and emerge from some of the easier shallow graves, pop open doors of mausoleums, that kind of thing. You feel me? Cue Michael
Yeah.
Jackson's Thriller music, you know what I'm saying?
Are the
Shapeshift
people
into
down?
Vincent Price.
Are the people? Are the people down below like in voice range? If I shout from the top of the cliff, like, "The undead are rising! Run! Prepare yourselves!"
Oh, that's gonna cause so much panic.
I'm so
Anthems.
I just want to flip around. Like, what did he say, Mark? I think he said this, but I'm just too tired from work. But yeah, they just kind of thumbs up and continue to panic right down there.
See them on the ground is just
Yeah, just like, what?
okay.
You stand there for several actions and tell us again and again until we get it right. That's everything.
All right.
No, that's not a bad move. I'm kind of surprised you guys didn't do it like while you were down there. But
Well, we didn't know there was undead
that's
down
true.
there.
You got to go investigate, right? You know, I mean, what would a blue light do in a graveyard? Oh, that's a very nice lighting effect. With a strobe. Hey, party in the graveyard, everybody, let's drink. You know, everybody comes rushing up the hill, right? You never know.
Or Borealis.
50-50, right? But no, the Rose Guard adventuring party that defeated a terrible woman that made the Gaultlight ruins her evil lair, and this magical beam which has caused a stargazer to hire you investigate it because she has a bad feeling and you've had nothing but monsters since. Of course it's going to be a mundane beam. I mean, what are the odds that it's going to be harmful or hurtful, right? The dead rise, and not just the dead. There are other creatures murking about, including a very strange, spiny-looking, 8-legged arachnid. They emerge, or have emerged, all over the map, and some of them already look like they're shambling straight towards the cliff. The first thing to act, or spot you, actually, is said spider that
I see the spider, but I don't see my mini.
I haven't placed you. I'm gonna place you as we go.
Oh, okay.
Actually, you know what I will do though? I'll zoom in on set action. Try to keep this, somewhat contained. Out of this,
I'm still looking at a map of Otari.
and it should be hex grid, and you should pan to the left and zoom in
On the graveyard.
on the west. Out of the top of this mausoleum, crawling upside down and emerging on the roof, as you guys appear at the top, is a strange, large-looking spider. Perhaps it's seen you because now it's crawling down and coming right at us. And let me just check my movement. How fast can I run? Oh, that's disappointing. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This thing just starts coming straight at us. Karam, with a 20. You are up. Kraga, get ready. You are on deck. Karam, what do you do? The dead has risen this evening. Our picnic is spoiled. And now there's weird spiders. How do you feel about this?
Oh. I think I'd like to know what that is. Can
Recall?
I do a
Yes,
knowledge
sir.
recall?
Are you going to go with nature? Unless you think it's undead. Give me a nature and religion, because I don't want to, give it away.
Okay. Let's see. Got a 9 on nature, untrained.
Can I get you warm on the mic there, sir? You're pulling off the cardio pad.
Yep. 9 on nature, untrained. And then 15 religion, untrained.
This specific spider with the untraining, nothing's coming to mind as far as vulnerabilities or abilities. However, you know what a basic spider can do. It can climb, it sticks to things, it shoots webs, it doubles, it bites kids and makes them superheroes. And this thing, because of its size relative to the tiny ones under your cupboard, makes this thing incredibly dangerous to someone like you. I mean, it's a halfling, it's a spider. This thing goes all Z-Bob and makes a beeline straight for our halfling, if that isn't obvious enough. Karam, unfortunately with your recall, sir, not much is bubbling up to the surface of your brain. 2 actions left, what do you do?
Ooh. That guy's a little big for me. I will devise a stratagem.
Okay, let's talk about that ability.
Yeah, so
So now we're in combat, guys. I'll get you guys to mute up. And that way we can focus on, because I'm still having some audio trouble here. I can actually hear everyone else's ambient versus the guy I'm talking to. Let's talk about stratagem.
So I can assess a foe's weakness in combat and use them to formulate a plan to attack against my enemy. I get to choose a creature I can see and roll a d20.
Okay.
If I strike the chosen creature later this round, I may use that result instead of make an attack roll, and I can substitute my intelligence for strength or
Okay. So
dexterity.
you need to open with, does it say anything about making a successful recall knowledge to start this go rolling, or is you just have sort of a plethora of knowledge?
Just a plethora of
Okay.
knowledge.
So yeah, roll raw d20 modified by your intelligence or your level or what?
By my
Okay.
intelligence.
I'm picturing the Sherlock Holmes montage sequence where he predicts the next few moves in the future.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, I rolled an 8.
Okay, so he sees himself drawing his weapon, right? Because you know how that scene in Sherlock, it's it shifts and it's this, right? So I'm gonna say what happens, and I want Karam to do the narration in his head, right? So the halfling's picturing himself, draws his weapon.
So I see myself going up to the spider and attacking it with my sword, and he chomps me. So no thanks.
And that's what actually sees in the montage. He draws his weapon, he runs up, and this thing is bigger than him, and it has reach, and it just reaches out and grabs and sticks him in his mandibles, starts chewing away, and and it reverses in his mind. He goes back to something else with your crappy 8 roll. Now, does this take an action to use this ability?
Yes, so it takes an action to use device
Okay,
stratagem.
so I didn't make you pull your weapon. I was just talking like in stratagem, you're like strategizing. So you're still standing there. Recall, nothing comes to mind. Your brain fires up like Jimmy Neutron, boing, and the outcome does not look favorable. But you have an action left. What do you wish to do?
I think I'll just pull out my short sword.
Not too shabby. I was gonna say he flees down the mountain. Bye guys. I'm okay. Okay. Kraga, you are up, sir. Cognul, get ready. You're on deck. Kraga, what do you want to do? Oh, sorry. I guess I should start dropping your actual minis down here. Oh, that is not you.
Just picture like as soon as before my hammer even hits my left hand, as I pull it off my back, my eyes are already glowing red and I'm enraged with draconic rage. And my maul, I've equipped that. And then I will... Is it ready in action? Or just...
Yeah, it's ready in action where you want to pull a weapon and say, okay, if these conditions are met, I will immediately act.
Yeah, like if he comes within melee range, I can attack.
Now, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, because we're going to actually have Joe as our resident rules lawyer tonight. One to draw the weapon to ready in action actually does cost an action.
I do believe so, but I think it actually might be 2 actions, but I'm going to double check real quick while we continue.
I was going to say, because rage is 1 action, pulling my weapon's 2 actions. So I can I only have 1 action left. So I figured I'd use it.
Okay. Did you want to move, or to maybe drop one of those first ones and just get into the ready? Like I'll ready to rage or ready to draw a weapon, depending on how this goes down.
If it takes 2 actions?
Ready does take 2.
It does take 2? Okay.
TikTok.
You basically, when you're ready, you prepare a single action or free action to use and designate the trigger, and your turn ends when you announce that you're readying.
All right, well, in that case, I'm going to, instead of pulling out my maul, I'm going to use my sudden charge ability and use my tusks to attack.
Okay.
And just do a good old bull charge with my tusks.
Right. Goes right for him.
And I will, do I have him targeted?
Sorry, 1 second. Now you do.
Thank you. Miss. Just over it.
Sorry, I hinted that the spider has reach. It does not. It's medium sized, not large. I just realized that for the audio portion, that could really screw up people. Like, what? You did what? No, I'm so sorry.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Cognul. What do you got for us, buddy?
All right, you're going to have to help me because I can't find this map.
How about now?
Okay, try again, please.
We're sharing the map.
Okay, so I got the map,
Okay,
but
so
where
pan to the
are we?
left where the big blue balls are. I mean, spheres of roof. Okay.
Yep.
Zoom in with your scroll mouse and look at the top of that little winding trail where the graveyard is at the top of the cliff.
Okay, so top left-hand corner.
Bottom left-hand corner of the map is a graveyard and the actual temple.
Okay, am I supposed to be able to see minis here? Because I can't.
Okay. So let me lay out the theater of the mind for you. You're at the top of the winding path, okay?
Yep.
To your immediate left and right is cliff face and a hell of a drop. Okay? Your party is around you, okay? There is a sprawling graveyard which is longer left and right than it is deep. And actually, you know what? This is not a bad idea that I should actually describe that just for... So we're talking 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, like 200 feet to your left, and then a wall starts going out and stitching like a big dog leg on a golf course. Right, with the tee being to your left and the dog leg and the actual putting green being down and out to your left, to your right. Does that make sense? Like you came across somebody else golfing. Okay, winding double paths and graves everywhere, but kind of sparse, really. and 3 to 6 mausoleums also spread out. Directly in front of us, about 15 feet away, we have an orc trying to chew on a... Did you actually hit him? No? Okay.
I missed.
So he grabs this thing by the legs and tries to like stick his teeth at it, and this thing rears up and shows its mandibles, and they're just like having this kind of face-off time, and that's happening in front of you. Your party's around you. The halfling hesitates, but his brain's working a mile a minute. This thing is within striking distance if you want to either pull something and chuck something at it, or if you wish to go and help flank or join the fray.
Does it look like I might be clear enough to throw a javelin? All right, perfect. Let's do it.
Javelin the spider. He is selected. Go nuts.
All right, I just got to get on the click here. 11.
With a critical miss. You pull your javelin.
Ooh.
Right? And how many you got on you?
3.
Okay. When you go to throw it, okay, not only do you miss, it tilts your ammo pack, and one falls out and just slides down the cliff, and you're short one. Crap. And you miss, but at least you can go retrieve the other one, so now you're down to 2. It's a bit of a jaunt to get that other one, because everyone's crowding you. It's never your fault. So anyway, you pulled, you threw. Do you want to move? He's only 20 feet away if you want to move up or circle around or anything like that.
Nope. I want to get. You know what? I want to get within touching distance.
Okay. So you want to just go straight at him, or do you want to move up and like try to flank him?
Absolutely, straight at him. You know what? Straight at him, flank him. Doesn't really matter as long as I can get within touching distance.
It does matter tactically. So if you flank him,
let's go flank.
More advantages, right? 5, 10.
Yeah, let's go flank.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, almost flanking, unless you want to try risking through threatening squares. Almost got the flank, but you are wide in case everyone wants to throw anything. And that is you, sir. Shambling undead appear slightly further away. And I'm going to start dropping these suckers on the map in front of their cute little, places that they wish to appear. 1, 2, and you guessed it, where there's a headstone, there's a brand new friend. Everyone wants to make new friends coming out of the ground. Some are bloated corpses. Some have seen and failed the test of time and are rather skeletal looking in nature. And intimidating belching at them will not work unless you've got some kind of lighter fluid to back up that alcohol, sir. Anyway, these things pull themselves free. They're shambling around, and they notice you guys. 2 actions, and then they just start coming at us slowly. So I'm just going to have everything sort of impede. Dun, 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 dun. Coming at us. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Again, it's not like you guys did much except yell at the top of your lungs as a free action. And the whole graveyard on this side went, huh? Oh, hi there. Which brings us to Grogut.
I was wondering if that was going to have a,
You know I can't resist that shit. You pull that. It's like, nicely done. Let no good turn go unpunished. That's rule number 1. I'm pretty sure it's on like page 6. But seriously, Grog Tot. Damn it, now you've got me. I almost said gremlinizing, goblinizing your name. Joe, what do you want to do?
Wow.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. So there is one of these skeletal undead that's kind of between 2 squares. Which square is he in?
Oh. Have you been watching the show and I'm always criticizing them for, like, especially Spieglier for not dropping his guy in squares? Was that a jab at me? Because if it is, well done, sir.
No, it's more that like this happens a whole bunch on this app.
Oh, okay. I thought you were having fun. I'm not saying it's worth a hero point or anything, but that was good. Okay.
I'm gonna assess the battlefield real quick for a moment, like literally the 1
Now,
second.
are you just talking like generally, or are you talking about this is a new alchemy?
This is a general thing, and this is not an alchemy
Okay, so
thing.
let's talk about the thing.
I am, however, going to. Do I move my own mini?
Assessing? Give me a perception.
Well, I wasn't really
Oh, you never know what you might spot, right? One's trying to get
True,
away with the
true
glowing
enough.
key. One's got
got a 20 for a perception roll.
You notice the beam is still generating, and within its pale blue light, there actually is a sliver of more intense light shooting further up in the graveyard. The beam falls behind one of the large mausoleums, but it's sputtering like it's not quite up to power, almost like it's charging, like something might happen soon. I'll give you that.
I will see if I can out over the din of combat. We may only have a little bit of time, guys. Then I am going to. Do I move my own mini?
If you want to count.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Count off squares.
I'll move 4 north and 1 west, and that will put me there. And I'm going to spend an action to pull one of my prepared alchemist fire vials from my bag, and I'm gonna chuck it at this one shambling undead here, not very far
Have
from
you
me.
got a bandolier or something, or is that because there was always mitigation about how an alchemist, how quickly he can access his stuff? Like,
That's why I used the interact action to spend 1 action to draw the alchemist vial, because I don't have a bandolier on my equipment page, so I have like them in my little
1 for perception, 1 for moving,
Oh,
1 for
okay.
moving. The third one, are you pulling or are you pulling and throw? That's why I want to know if you have the gear or something that an alchemist can do. I know they can prep stuff real fast, like they can like pull stuff out and mix like all as 1 action instead of 2. I know they can do a lot of that.
Yes. The that's part of their advanced alchemy function, where they can do quick alchemy. Let me double check real quick, because if that's
Now, can you guys with base attack at +1 or more? Can you move while drawing stuff like they have in the old rules? Or they just forget about that? Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, because everyone has the same attack
Okay.
bonus.
So
for the
while you're
most
looking
part.
that up, let's shift to Nargrim.
Hey, Lucy, skeletons. Are those as good as ours? And I will summon my own undead skeleton.
Okay. Lucy gets up here, takes 1 step into the beam, and immediately starts throwing up like all that tender victuals that you spent good money on. She just starts emptying her stomach, and then just kind of gets back on the trail low away from the beam, and is just like, "Oh God! Oh, what the hell, man! Oh, this is not going to be. I told you nothing good would happen of this. Go get him, Chiger."
Oh.
She's not saying let's run, but she's like, "Yeah, I'm out."
Can you still throw me a skeleton, or am I on my own here?
Yeah, no, I'll coach you from here. She pulls out little pom-poms from nowhere behind her back. Go, raise the dead. Oh, wait a minute, those are taken. Crap. Is there anybody left that can fight for our side? And she just starts doing her little thing. What do you want to do there, Nargrim, though?
So I will cast Animate Dead, and I will summon my own little
in case
skeleton
you don't know,
there.
talking is free, but that little back and forth is literally him casting the spell, like arguing with his familiar. I need this now. This is how we've kind of gotten into. Okay.
That's how I played it. And that's 3 actions, so that is my turn.
All right. And sorry,
I imagine
stay where I am at the
you
front of the-
jumping
Yeah.
like back and forth on each
Gragot.
foot.
sir.
So I haven't found an exact answer, so I'm just going to say I use the interact action to go ahead and pull a vial. That way it's in my hand for next turn.
We came, we saw, the dead are walking, and you guys begin mixing it up against the undead. But you know what? We need to go back in time 2 days ago and find out if you two actually survived those original encounters, or if these are clones of your characters and twin brother Mike, like that old player trick. And we will see you all next time on the Monster Interrupted podcast. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night, everybody.
No.
That was good. How long could he do that? See if he can do it longer next time.
Yeah.
Churning savage attack. The character is so cozy, buckets of dice. You know me, I'm gonna write all these actions down. Blowing bubbles below, see camping next to coyotes. I don't wanna die, let's head back to town. Let's head